Let's see what the music is. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering up a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Okay.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
Points some at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Hahaha. Actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, the music is pumping up. Wow. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nosafed Ultra. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Wow, but I don't want to see where's the child I used to be. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Fascinating. Egghead. A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Waushi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore!
Hardcore! Say nothing.
Hardcore!
But is it really?
Yeah!
You can say yeah and random things all day long, but the track still doesn't sound all that hard to me. Yeah! Solve the egghead puzzle. Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks like he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Is it?
Hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore.
Skipper danger. I am the rearranger. Back to the heavyweight jam.
Says the young man with the tape player in the large boyadero boots. Lung-shaped tree spout on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibberdees.
Okay, that didn't work.
True.
We're close.
Full car.
Says the young man. Oh, same thing. Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Still say nothing.
Internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah.
Say nothing. He furrows his brow at his very large head and traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore.
Let's not. Ah! He lets out an agonized roar over the feverish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I just asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was no question.
Darn it. Okay, I have to get to this.
Hardcore. Internally all car. Hardcore.
Is it though?
He drops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Solve the egghead puzzle. The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There's a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint Ghislaine right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He actually isn't worried. Everything is still super hardcore, which means it probably is. It could even be more so. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment and then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
It's only ultra hardcore.
Fuck yeah, I knew it.
Why are there lungs on your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love.
Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, Her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
Really?
I think so.
That doesn't sound like a thing that would happen.
But that's what everybody saw. Explain it as you please. But it doesn't really do to just deny it ever happened.
Are you a thought reader?
No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
Does that mean you're a thought reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he is. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds
Just
are,
yells random
sooner or
things.
later, one of them will come off as fault reading.
Thought reading.
Yeah!
Gotta practice my accents.
Imperative.
Special imperative.
Unless you were thinking Revachol imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. But I was thinking Revachol imperative.
That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And he's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With
The rebel, yeah. Yeah. It's not. It's good you're not commenting. I mean, you should be an ultra liberal.
Yeah!
Your real name's Jermaine.
Dark hardcore! Jermaine Egghead!
Jermaine.
Basically, yes, it is.
Alright.
Alright!
Here comes the nerd. Alright. Hardcore.
Go speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
A strangely dressed young man says without looking up from his toolbox. What if I want to speak to you first? We'll speak to Andre first. Why not? Basa hada kata. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to protect and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid,
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
and Egghead.
Egg!
Egg! The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably hypnotic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Right here.
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. This place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? Your friend, a cell? Yeah, a cell. Said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good.
He nods.
Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it. Enough histrionics? Histrionics? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of
Histrionics.
spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads!
Burnouts.
He actually spits on a screw and then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Strike that! The world!
And
The
sadly, yeah,
world.
because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheds and burnouts really are. I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. No, I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch, she carried gravely. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Sure.
All right, man.
He claps his hand enthusiastically. Andre is obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange skitty looks. Estelle told me Noid put the padlock on the door.
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
I need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Oh, the speed freak dips into his belt and packs in his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden cool infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Yeah. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left to catch it. Hacha! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. Thanks, man. Play fool. Speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You prove something there. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? This is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior, and I endorse it.
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Exactly. That's
Oh my goodness.
Cage of the Rage! Rough
Egg means the situation is monitored.
Man nods grimly.
It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
Anyways,
sure, man.
you just
Tell
lock
us what you
people in
wanna
a
know.
building
Let's do
for
it.
a week. Kinda criminal. Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
You haven't physically seen anyone?
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church.
Interesting.
A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What about the thing that's watching
Like,
you?
you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Non-human means a
It was
predator.
this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling. Like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know. The way it was climbing up and around the ceiling. Like a crab.
Okay.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time. But I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
Okay. So he hasn't even been there lately? Is he
You
afraid?
should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the
We
machinery?
should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Very likely. With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you as if to say, this is a dark corner, look behind it. Jacked up to some stuff nation.
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it. Sick shit.
Must be, even Kuno knew that.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff.
Fair.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
Okay. So how can you be sure if they're burnouts and dope hits if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
We're so stupid. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users.
Why are we so
Don't let
stupid?
the technology fool you.
He makes the little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Technology. Alright, let's talk about something
Sure.
else.
What?
Sure, what? You mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes owned in the church. Who are these Ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Furgon, what do you mean by a meteor?
You
Meteor?
know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
Meteo?
Meteo, a country, on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla.
He looks at you, squinting his eyes to see if you're kidding. What is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
Very powerful religious organization, okay. And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the Innocentic system, no?
Innocentic system, interesting. It doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in the church. They sound like exactly the kind of who would want allowed hypnotic music in their church.
You're totally wrong about that.
He shakes his head.
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian
Love.
posse. Love is the relay out of death. We're done.
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Unity.
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 Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up and looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's not obvious. You will now break into dance. You feel it, the anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters. No words, enjoy the beat. Nod your head. Feels good. I don't. What is a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh look, we're nodding our head. Ha 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 ha! Look at him. It's pretty funny. I don't understand what's lame of me to suggest the other way. Hypnotic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian church. I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's
Oh
coming
yeah.
around. You're getting it.
What's a
Your
posse?
posse's like your
People, man.
Like you got your cup posse, you look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
And where's your posse detector? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent. Sounds like you're just making up random things. Love, posse, make noise.
Are we?
Looks at you mysteriously.
Yeah.
The one with a large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yakokata.
Yeah, Yakokata.
Do it for the masses.
I don't know what I just said. I hope it's not inappropriate. His friend forms fists with the screwdriver still in hand, approvingly
I
so.
didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway,
Excuse me.
You got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco one, or if they get this club going, you got it in you. What about this equipment?
Yes. What?
For your own water?
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
Was still two.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
Nope. No ether. Nope, not here. It's mixed with a particular chemical scent, like laundry detergent. He sniffs the air and then shrugs. Shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it? This is so sad. So, like, I realized that, I guess my first playthrough, I should have played it the way that I feel like I would have assessed the situation. I think I would have been more comfortable with it. I guess I'm just not very good at role-playing. I just want to do things thoughtfully. Not that, this is bad, it's just, how do I want to say it? It conflicts with my, real life thought process, so when they conflict, it's just funny. But I guess the interesting thing is I do know what happens if you are smarter and you come across these events, so at least I get to see another side of it. What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
He leans in to hear you better. The Nosafed Ultra, you have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. We I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
I have some nose problems too.
Sure.
Picks one up from the
Here
corner
you
and
go,
hands to
officer.
you.
The Noser. Blast away.
Yay. Got some drugs. Unexplained nose fed, unexplained ether smell. SLSI, we're so stupid. Why are we so stupid? Not enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved. Okay, let's see if we can.
As always, we'll be right
Logic
here,
godly though,
waiting
16.
patiently for the news. Yeah.
We'll be here. Okay. Oh, working class husband. We gotta make sure we make the phone calls later. Let's see if we can up our logic. Still 1, even though we have 2 logic. We're just that dumb. There's no way we can do it, right? Oh, logic? Plus... This is plus... Oh, this is encyclopedia. Okay, we gotta put these on. Visual calculus, interfacing. We could sell these gloves now that we have these, right? Guess we might want to keep it in case we lose it or something. I don't know if that could happen, but... Psyche, health... Motorics... Okay. Well, might as well try it.
So,
8%.
how are things going?
Crossing my fingers. Darn. Okay, so the Speech Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. You like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young too, but you digress. What's the gist of it? The gist of it is they want to turn the church to a club, but the special element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it is to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in the smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. It still feels as if this didn't quite go as it should have, but... Logic?
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't think there's any... We're never going to have a really good chance of clearing that, so... We'll just have to leave it as it is. Wow, seems so long to load. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh. Alright, let's talk to, a cell.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church?
I'll
I
help
mean.
you, alright.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
Let's talk about them.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
Pulls on her chill's fingers. Just answer the question.
Sorry. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
Okay, well, what about you?
Me? I'm a silver bird.
What does that mean?
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
Well, we'll let her try to talk to us, I guess. Revert. No, I didn't want me to do that. We can also put in another thought, I guess. Direct modes of taxation. The precarious world. Let's try the Koldo Mamadakwa. Internalize this. I'm very curious as to that one, so I really want to think that one through. Go on and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes.
Interesting.
Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Okay, go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent.
Interesting. It's
He
kind of
stopped
creepy.
right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me, right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
That's scary.
Like a crab, you say?
The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What does Crab Man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went to derail. Come on, quick, tell me. What did he look like? What did he look
He
like?
looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
Lieutenant raises an eyebrow.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
I believe you.
Why?
She raises a brow. Yeah, I mean, strange things happen.
Okay then. They certainly do around me.
They do happen. Okay, I guess we're going in the church. Alright, we got the key, so we can go in there now. Can we? Oh. To your right, a white-bellied cormorant eyes you suspiciously. A bird? Or something? Oh, the church entrance is over here. Let's go inside. Let's go. Open the padlock. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops
Let's
open.
go.
Lieutenant nods at you. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay, let me take a quick break here. I am going to get some water, and I'll be right back. You can revel in the ethereal church music. Okay, I think I might have to turn this off, because my VTuber thing does use CPU, so it might just be better to turn it off. Okay, anyways, we'll just play without it so that the frame rate doesn't get messed up. The silence in this part of the church is almost palatable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. If you were to stand in the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. Then it's gone, almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can. Oh, reduce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total somehow. Your voice is barely audible, not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving. What's happening? The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head, then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
What if it's something paranatural?
Please, detective, not this again. Can you hear anything?
Nope.
I wonder why the church was
It's definitely
built
real.
with
Something
such
odd is happening
strange-
around us. The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you. Look up to the bell tower. The orderly rows of ceiling panels can become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Perception. Your check cannot be retried. What if I don't want to know what's up there? I mean, we have to try, right? Please don't fail me. That was scary. We rolled really low. Whoa. Look at this. Must be the way the church was built in order to, like, muffle the acoustics, right? In that spot we're standing in. It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and is making its way toward you through all the other shadows. On the ceiling? Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. Follow the shadow's movements. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Oh no, you lost sight of it. Where did it go? Prepare for an attack! Ah! Just kidding. It's the crab man. Tiago, you see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Whoa. Maybe it's possible to talk to it? Oh. Oh, that sounds so creepy. Bowls filled with water are live wired runs directly into it. These wires work at contact microphones. Hello? Is that a man? A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man. Hey, who's there? Man leans forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, and speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You
Well,
come
thanks.
to the right place.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
The lieutenant whispers to you quietly. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much of it lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem. And it's been getting on a hand lately, but,
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing. So original. Oh, I'm very intentional with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Okay. Look at these crazies. What is this? For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. I wouldn't just drink if it wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
Wasteland of reality. His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beans, waiting for you to take it all in. Okay, let's read our new thought here. Wasteland of reality. It's been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on the knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging you on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right, anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit. Physical instrument insomnia. We could take this on for sure. Since our physical instrument is really high. 5, yeah. Alright. And do you know where the other spooker is? You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's more really like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
Where were you before you became a crab man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Shake your head. So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. Lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, starting it from scratch.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
He looks at you as if he wants to pat you on the back.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world.
How did he survive in here for a
way
week,
out
by the way?
into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
He nods towards the ceiling.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Interesting. Who's his mother of silence keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has. What will happen to once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you didn't switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Faith is kind of like a drug.
I heard that before, Way,
He shakes his head.
and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
Yeah, let's just
No
move on.
worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
Still don't understand what you're doing in a church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me, the superstar cop. Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Yeah.
I don't mean literal
Oh.
singing, Holmes. This is the
Oh,
mother of
okay.
silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
How do you even find this place?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly
Did
flat.
you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
I mean, forgetting about everything doesn't sound like a very good... Doesn't sound like a good thing. So maybe I just want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though I used to a long time ago. So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Oh, so he doesn't care. I guess that's fine. Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Wait, so there is another person living in the church? I mean, we don't understand Spanish, I
No.
guess, but...
I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young.
He scratches his head.
Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know when both of you live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So we got nothing else to tell me.
I'm afraid not, Essay.
Okay.
You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs. Search their radio computer. Okay. Well, thanks. That was an interesting conversation. Cracked pane of glass, colorful. What is this? What is this? Clothes? It's a scarf. Wow. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Figure drawn on the frost window, depicting a deer. Very interesting. Let's go this way. The spider spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Very strange indeed. Oh, can we go up here? Look, some shoes! Free shoes. Miss Banger's red brogues. +1 empathy. Empathy shoes. Give me some empathy shoes. Perception. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white on white flower motif sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Give me some nice shoes. Why not? What was the thing we got? The scarf? The shoes red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red on red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and mesque floral motifs. Is motifs? I think you just spell FS, right? Might be wrong though. What's this stuff? Look at this cracked thing. A portable Harman wow sheet tape recorder. Something siphoning electrical current from the outside into this antenna. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Nothing else down here, right? This is the exit? Okay. I think we explored everything. So let's check out the computer. Yeah, sorry. Sorry if it gets a little bit choppy. I don't know why my frames are dropping. It's very strange. Maybe it's just this particular area, but... mainframe. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with a soft electricity.
Another radio computer.
It says the
And this
lieutenant's
time it's
closer.
already turned on.
He's being cautious around the machine.
We
Or
should
weird
leave.
sounds.
I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the Doom commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station.
Must be the same model.
Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's frameworks, careful not to touch anything. The one you saw earlier was the REM Civic. This is the REM Perfect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a REM-compatible interim printer. Let me just investigate it. You see a fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see a machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Look into the compartment. Behind the latch is a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in black marker, log, Febmar. Another filament, memory. Press play to talk to the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic drive. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke to through the radio computer in the Doom commercial area. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you? Look inside the core, but the tape on the filament just says log Febmar. Like the one in the Doom commercial area?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun. That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the Doom commercial area.
Yeah.
Anything else I can help you with?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
It's not clear whether she recognizes
Please
your
repeat.
voice.
Is this the personal log?
She's like, I don't care.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
That's true.
Maybe he knows something.
Okay.
Received. Fortress accident. Is there anything else? Goodbye.
Alright. Let's talk to the Tiago. She says her voice disappears into a world of static. The strange keyboard is still illuminated, revealing a fluorescent play and print buttons. Alright. We can explore over there after we maybe talk to Tiago here.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
What does that even mean? Coffee in the back? Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies. Have you ever heard her say the password on the radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Yeah. The lieutenant raises his eyebrow but doesn't say anything. Yeah, for the murder investigation, you know?
Vato. The password
Ooh.
is afterlife death. What
Nice.
you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
What was that about coffee?
Look, man, I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Why not?
I think we're done here, essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
That's very true. Oh well. Yeah, I wish I could inquire more about the coffee. That's a curious thing he mentioned. Because it kind of said it offhand, and then he was like, oh. It sounded like he wasn't supposed to talk about that or something. Very strange. Alright. Comes back to life.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident.
Let's try logging in again.
Please repeat the password. Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye.
That's it.
Fortress accident.
She says that her voice disappears into a whirl of static. The printer prints out a long test document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read the printout. The first entry made on the 4th of February 51 is by an unknown author, short and concise. Arrived at the church, the door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. It looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scaring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think that this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Second entry. 6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. I said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, alright. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See, even one of the spookers themselves said it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This should prove to be interesting. Narcotics?
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids.
He looks out the stained glass window.
Nothing spooky about this place either.
Yeah.
It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Read the third entry. 7th February 51. Finally got the electricity, and next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esker series, something advanced.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Very interesting. Running some sort of experiment, maybe? He steps on a wire running on the ground, expecting it with his boot. Setting up the radio computer, yeah. 8th of February 51. Brought the antenna, had some problems setting it up, called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art, drinking somewhere out of town. Sulisla started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. Let me grab some water really quick. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor and they can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads, the programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're effed. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. I still don't understand how I managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. The data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers.
Don't understand.
Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault.
He adjusts his
Let's
glasses.
just keep reading.
Where are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Yeah, all the people that worked on the game, I guess. 12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
So this might be useful information, right? Potentially.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the 6th entry. 25th February 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. It didn't even feel like logging in the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio spatial anomaly that at the back of the church. I named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. I need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right, toward the silence. 7th entry. 28th February 51. Yes, the first recordings confirmed that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence.
She is talking about the silence.
Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Then doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines on them. No ripples. Oh. No ripples, because then there's no, like, sound vibrating, right? March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music. One neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Must be a cell. She must be describing a cell.
Girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Be the 9th entry. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her? That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer. The storekeeper must be plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, and also some canned air. Oh! Reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. Student of the programmer. Our strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's her. Ah! What do we do? Hello.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds and the machine reboots. Yes, you are breaking her, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you, I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access coalition military data links. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. We're not just breaking in, I'm pursuing her mysteriously and searching for my lost identity.
You won't find any answers from here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Lieutenant whispers. Okay. Alright, we can just chill out for a bit. Let's take a look at this really quick while she does that. A stained glass window in white, silver, and apricot, faience. The young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced, and sad. A dark, radiant majesty. Wow, look at that. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. No. Cold wind seeps in from the crack of the glass. Snow drifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes upon you, inspecting you. No, I'm not your bug. As a bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with his 3 fingers. I mean, good call. She left us in all the crap, but don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting into the aerodrome on time to leave. This must be the Mother of Silence, right? The lungs.
Dolores Day. The old woman was right. This is the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
He says in a hushed voice, you knew the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it.
He lowers his voice.
It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
What else do you know?
Okidodo.
No, I clicked the wrong thing. That was very funny, though. Look, we're so stupid. I hate this. I want to be able to click on these things. White check may retry it. Encyclopedia and visual calculus. Okay, let's, Encyclopedia. Oh, visual calculus. Drama. Visual calculus. This is a jacket, right? Logic. Okay, so let's focus on visual calculus for now. Okay, so we don't have any minuses, right? Because these are the pluses. So let's try that first. 20%? Oh, lucky! Heck yeah! Heck yeah! Heck yeah! A jigsaw of broken shards fall into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and text a leitmotif below them both. There was an older woman beneath a younger one. So this figure right here, right in the middle. What is this shattered mosaic? What shattered this mosaic? Okay. Unknown. Motor carriage, a gun truck, something falling into it, or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break. Yeah, interesting. Who is this older woman? Yeah, there we go. Zooming in. The Escuchen on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman with thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reich sapphire in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen of her innocence, Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Interesting. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, Theriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Below both women, in luminous black letter. Après la vie morte, après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along her left side, après le monde le gris. Après le gris. Gris? Le monde de nouveau. Lieutenant, this used to say afterlife, death. After...
Death. Life again.
He nods.
After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however. It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What's the motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Not very feminine. I like the other one better. That's a very inappropriate.
Eyes cool.
Step back. Mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on the cracked pane glass. Nothing had changed in her expression. Encyclopedia. So, let's try to get encyclopedia on here. Drama. Logic. Okay, we got our glasses here. Okay. Statistics say we're not going to be as lucky. 58? That's so good. Okay. Do it. Yes. Thank you, Dolores Day. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. Interesting. So, like Jesus. Comparatively, I guess. No matter if Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from her brain thing, it has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. Interesting. What exactly is an innocence? The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit. What? A ruler? More. An innocence elected to the office by the founding party, a president that has taken place a mere 6th time in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. In innocence? The highest category of historic individual. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities, what would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous compressed event, a secret human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. So, like, they're appointed, like... They're like appointed gods almost. Is one in office house? No, we are alone. When did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers up from the continent of Mundi. She is, among other things, the innocence of interstellar travel in the connected world. So like a human raised to god level? Kind of? I mean, that's what it sounds like a bit. What else do I know about her? Many things. You know that she was a woman of the court, a wife of an influential marquise, and eventually the principal advisor of Irene la Navigator, queen of Surresin, modern-day le Clef. Although that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was by all means a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming an era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel piercing gaze. She was an almost Sorry, I'm brain farting on this word. Preternaturally? Magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene la Navigator sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the Dolores area. Wow. Wow indeed, when her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her. She was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already lit sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. I want more, as did we all. The lands of Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supramundi, altogether 21 of the 40 mondial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentick rule, even before her crowning. In the city of Messina, her homeland. The name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning when the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an empty-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already her terriers, the Secret Servicemen of Innocence, were worried about an assassination attempt. I don't care if she looks... I don't care, it doesn't hurt me. She must have been beautiful. Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her terriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen. Then what? One of the men in the Secret Servicemen killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores was not entirely human, but something else. Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the innocents. Dolores was shot in the chest with a fowling piece. 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. Weird. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing ones and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. So this crazy guy thought that she was like a... not human. But it's kind of interesting because, like, but she was killed, right? So she was like a real person that supposedly went through this supernatural event. And like the reverence they give her is like very strange. And I don't know why our character, I guess, feels so intimidated. I don't know if intimidated is the right word, but like he almost feels like he's being swallowed and like crushed. I can't think of a better word than crushed. But like swallowed by her perfectness. Or like it like hurts him to be in the presence of this thing. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's very strange. Like, why does this affect him so much? Was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it, but although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and the least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaign she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs. A war criminal? Socially secluded and least self-aware. What happened? The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from excelling into secularism. Mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. So this is like a crusade, right? She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb. In icons such as this, she was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes, the color of Pisantic Mar Interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce a Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. So she had a husband, but no one knows anything about her.
You're afraid of her. You've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
War criminal. I mean, I guess we're thinking about this, right? She's somehow connected to the case. Glowing lungs.
Yes, glowing lungs are quite unusual. After that one time, they have not been reported to glow.
He takes his glasses off to clean them.
You know, this church, the coast, we shouldn't linger. Finish what you came here to do and let's move on. This isn't a good place to get lost in.
Interesting. I mean, I guess part of his, like, the effect this figure has on him is that, he has a deep emotional scar from a woman. So, I mean, that probably has to do something with, like, his mentality over the whole identity of Dolores Day.